Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to my latest review. And now we're taking a look at the Amstrad CPC version of HeroQuest. I've already reviewed the ZX Spectrum version, well, one of them anyway. Now I'm taking a look at the Amstrad CPC version, which is, as I said, in that an adaptation of the Milton Bradley / Games Workshop board game released in 1989, whereas this computer game version came out in 1991. And because I've already been through much of the game's mechanics in the Spectrum review, I'm hoping I can cut some time and not have to do the similar thing in this, so that could potentially save time. But one thing I have noticed is that the controls are actually as per the instruction manual, ZX, OK and space, whereas it's the usual QAOP and space in the Spectrum version. So at least on this occasion, it's actually accurate to what's in the manual. So we're going to pick the wizard's first set of spells, then the elf will pick a set, and the wizard will get the rest. Now, because I did the maze in the Spectrum version, I'm going to go straight on to the rescue of Sir Ragnar in this version. Sir Ragnar, one of the Emperor's most powerful knights, has been kidnapped. He is being held prisoner by Ulag, the Orc warlord. You are to find Sir Ragnar and bring him back to safety. Prince Magnus will pay 200 gold coins to the character who rescues Sir Ragnar. The reward may be split between several adventurers, but no reward will be paid if Sir Ragnar is killed whilst escaping. So here we are in the base game, and all I can say is lazy Spectrum port. And slow. Another problem that is quite often the case with lazy Spectrum. Oh my goodness me. So I'm going to open this door. I'm definitely going to make it short if it's going to be this slow. Ugh. Why did they pick that grey? So we'll take a look at the map, see what's in this room. So we got so it looks like you got a table, an orc, and a goblin. So I'm not going to go in that room with the barbarian because he'll get attacked. So I'm just going to move him to the square to one side. Oh, for goodness sake, look how slow that is. So now I've switched characters, now I'm controlling. That was supposed to happen, but thank you. Even the response is slow, and this isn't even a real-time game. So I can move 8 now. Oh, come on, move! Oh dear God. What is it with the Amstrad getting all these lazy specky ports? This does not make good use. Yeah, the Amstrad could have easily done not had to done this using the means that actually make best use of its capabilities. Just doing a lazy Spectrum port's made it really slow. Oh, so he blocks my attack. Oh, no, actually my attack didn't produce any suitable results, so he's had a movement and an attack, so it's on to the next character. Come on, slow. Now it's Ladril the Elf, who's rolled 6. Oh, for goodness sake, why is it so slow? Nothing else. nothing else you can do from there, so onto the wizard. Zoltan, sorry. You can change the names of them in this version as well, I expect, just like you could in the Spectrum version. But for the sake of this review, I'm just going to leave them as the default names. Oh, for God's sake, this is so slow. See if, yeah, again, I rolled one sword and the goblin didn't manage to roll any shield, so it lost its only health point, and that's it. And now it's going to go on to Morkar's turn. So my dwarf survived that attack because of rolling 2 shields against the one sword that the orc rolled, so it was able to more than cover its defense. Oh, goodness me. Oh, this is so slow. So now it's the dwarf. You can even see how slow it is. Look how slow and jerky that mouse pointer is compared to how it was in the Spectrum version. I'm going to see if the dwarf can take out this orc, if it will respond. No, the attack failed, but at least Grungy the dwarf hasn't moved yet, so he can move now. And you can see heroes can walk through each other. They can't walk through enemies, though. There's no enemies in the room whose door I've just opened. There's a door there. I really don't like the colour scheme they've used for this. Can you just imagine if they'd actually made proper use of the Amstrad CPC's capabilities and had some epically coloured graphics, and it also very likely wouldn't have been running at this languid pace. Let's open this door. I won't be able to do anything more after that. Let's have a peek outside. So it looks like there's something there. Oh, blockage. Ugh. Goodness me, this is sluggy. Right, elf. Come on, elf. Box this thing's ears. Just gonna get him nearer to the door in preparation for later. Come on. Oh God. Yeah, the elf rolled more swords than the orc did shields, so yeah, it's too lost its only health point, so that's the elf's turn over. Right, roll 4 for the wizard. Let's search. Treasure. Wandering monster. So my wizard's lost a health point because of that one unchallenged sword that the orc rolled, which was very hard to see because of the crap colour scheme they used. Well, I'm going to get because the wizard hasn't moved yet, I'm going to get him the hell out of there. So. Oh dear, this is so slow. Morkar has going. The orc wounded my barbarian by rolling 2 shields, but my barbarian only managed to roll 1 shield to counteract. So because there were 2 swords rolled by the orc, and only one of them got challenged, The one that didn't get challenged hurt the barbarian, so he's now down to 7 health points. As you can see just below his name in the top left corner, the number by the heart is his health points. But enough of that, let's just attack this orc. See if he can get his revenge. Yeah, just slightly. 3 unchallenged swords that took out his 1 body point. Right. I can't do any more actions because he used his only action to kill that orc. Dwarf. Let's search for traps and secret doors. You found nothing. They've still kept in the thing about traps and secret doors being searched for at the same time rather than being separate like they were in the original board game. So again, there's still the problem of this game not being, being as faithful to the original board game as it could have been. So you've still got there's where all your inventory is and where you can use spells if needs be. So no traps nor secret doors in this room. Don't need to search for treasure because the wizard had already done that. Goodness me. And that's all the elf's movement points, so wizard. Rolled 7. Search for treasure. 10 gold coins, which are reflected in the top left corner there by the coin bag. Oh dear me, this is slow. So Morcar has his go, even though he can't actually do anything because he hasn't actually got anything to move. I'll probably have one more go through with each character and then end the review, since it's clear to me that that this is essentially the same as the Spectrum version. So now we've got the Sigmar the Barbarian again. Oh dear me. Is there any enemies? If not, then I'll search for treasure in this bit. No, there aren't any enemies. So I'll go one more and then search for treasure in this section. Yeah, it's still letting me search for treasure in corridors, which you absolutely cannot do in the original board game. You can only do that in rooms. Dwarf. 5. Oh god, this is so slow. Well, you search for traps and doors. Nothing, so this bit's safe as well. Ugh, that's his turn over because he'd moved and done an action. Oh my word. This is so bleeding slow. Not really anything you can do because both traps and... Oh god. I'm going to see if I can cast a spell on that orc that's off screen. Fire of Wrath, that ought to do it. The spell inflicts 1 body point. Well, that will kill it then, because the orcs only have 1 body point. Yep. And that's the turnover. And of course, Morcar doesn't get anything to do because. So yeah, as this is much as it seems to be function, pretty much the same Spectrum version. I'm gonna finish off the review here. So essentially, because this is basically the Spectrum version, it's going to lose some points for that, simply being a lazy Spectrum port which runs really slowly. I mean, even on simple screens, and the colour scheme they picked is pretty disappointing as well. I mean, this grey is a bit of an eyesore against the blues and cyans they've used everywhere else. I just think what it could have been like if it had been done afresh using one of the more colour capable modes for the Amstrad. I mean, the Amstrad's very good at doing vibrantly coloured graphics, and this could have looked amazing. Maybe a bit blocky, but it could have looked a lot better than this. Because the mode they tend to use for Spectrum ports can only handle handle 4 colours. Anything that you can attack? No. So you may as well. So graphics take a hit simply because it's a Spectrum port and therefore doesn't make best use of the Amstrad's capabilities. And this. This is just pointing out another of the same problems that affected the Spectrum version, which I'll get to in a moment when I get to the gameplay. Sound. Well, he got this tune playing, which helps to add atmosphere, but other than that, there's not really much to say about the sound because that's generally pretty much it. And which brings me on to gameplay. Well, everything I said about the Spectrum version holds true here, but about it not being as faithful to the original board game as it could have been. But the biggest bugbear is it running noticeably slower and therefore being less responsive than the actual Spectrum version upon which it's based. Which is pretty shocking, really. And the fact that Amstrad versions would typically costed £1 or 2 more than their Spectrum counterparts will also cause value for money problems. So everything that I've mentioned has essentially meant I can't really give this a particularly good score either, so this one's going to get 4 out of 10. Really, its only advantage was that when it first came out, as with the other 8-bit versions, it was cheaper than the actual board game, but by this point, the Amstrad CPC was, as was the Spectrum at that time, in its final throes of its golden age, and to get something like this as being, even though it's not a real-time game, but just being a specky port is really quite disheartening. I mean, the Amstrad CPC does have its limitations, but it could, if it had been with a bit more thought and effort, it could have turned out to have been every bit as accomplished as the Spectrum version and made better use of its capabilities. But this just falls quite a bit short, and the game would take even longer simply because of how slow this runs. So yeah, not a good port of HeroQuest at all. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to catch you on another one soon. Texie88 out.